Welcome to the Grifball Community Podcast, covering all your Grifball needs. And now, your host for the Grifball Community Podcast, Rage More Nerd.
Hey guys, Rage here, and welcome to the next episode of the GrifballHub Community Podcast. Here with me this week is the new crowned Ammy champions, PoisonxPoptart and Rayzyr.
I'm the greatest.
All right, so Ammy finished up last week with Underrated taking out Defiance in 2 games in the Ammy Championship. But before we get into the finals, I want to do a little rant here on what happened in the semifinals. So God hates Grifball is pretty much what I got out of what happened there. So we had 2 series. We had Underrated and Legendary. And that series went off pretty good from the start. We got the teams together. They had no real scheduling issues. They got into the games, and they were great. They were 2 5-4 games. It was fantastic. Loved every second of it. Nothing could go wrong. But then something did go wrong. Ray used this magical little thing called a dispute on them. And for those who have not been in playoffs and had their games disputed after they won, and then it gets taken away from them, then let me just do a little explanation of what it feels like. So it's the end of June right now, so a lot of people graduated, whether it's high school or college or whatever it is. But so let's say you're graduating college. You spent 6 years studying a bunch of nonsense for a little piece of paper that costs you about $40,000 or more. And it may get you a job, but it may not. It probably won't. But it's graduation day, and you're going up to the podium. You're about to get your diploma, meet the dean, shake hands, congratulations, and you're all happy. You don't have to go to school anymore. You have your little diploma, go see your family, get the hugs, the congratulations. Then you open the diploma and look in there, and it says, LOL, JK, you still have to take astronomy, and your life is ruined. That is what just happened to Underrated at the end of that series, because they had to play that last round all over again. And it took about 2 weeks to schedule it. And so, it's kind of hyped up there. We weren't going to stream it because it landed on the same day as the other series, but we'll get into that in a minute. I want to ask Rayzyr, so how did that 1-round replay go?
It was about a cool 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
We decided to just kind of spawn in and do our own thing. We let Dart stay back, and I just picked up the ball. I was kind of playing angry. Sorry about the background noise. I was kind of playing angry because I didn't want to have to wait a whole 2 weeks to play one round of Grifball. And went in and I just kind of dunked on him.
Yeah, it took, the number of days that it took was bigger than the number of seconds it took to finish that last round. So congratulations to that. Thank you very much for actually doing that, though. If Legendary came back and won, I probably would have just done something really horrible to myself.
That's pretty much what Gambit was saying the whole week. We were kind of hyping it up in our own group chat. We were pretty much saying, it's gonna be a pro run. The game's gonna be 10 seconds long, and
we're pretty determined for that.
Yeah, the confidence, I think, is what enabled it to happen.
Okay, so that kind of answers what I was about to ask you. Like, were you guys at all worried going into that replay? Like, oh man, they kind of just killed the momentum here, and if they can get 1 goal, all of a sudden it's a tie series when it was just a 2-0 win not too long ago. Was that in your head at all?
I'd say we were pretty determined to just go into the game and then crush them. Honestly, I didn't even want to do. I know the other guys, they were fine with doing the 1 round, but I wanted to do. If it was a full replay or something, and just smash them harder than we did the first time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody was kind of fully confident that we were just going to go in and take that 1 round pretty easily. Legendary's a great team, but there was no doubt in my mind that we had the tools to get it done pretty quickly, and I'm glad it didn't, go to a 3rd game, because I don't know if we would have lost our edge. I don't know if, them switching in sobriety would have made a difference, but it definitely probably would have taken us out of our element a little bit.
Yeah, sobriety not being there was pretty surprising. Apparently he was lagging a lot prior to that game, but I don't know. I still think you got to play him because he seemed to be their standout player of this season, despite having a pretty deep roster. But oh well, I guess. Anyway, so you guys took them out, proceeded into the Ammy Championship, where you were waiting for the results of Defiance and Aftershock. And if you thought having your diploma taken away by you from a dumb astronomy class was pretty bad, let's just go into what happened with Defiance and Aftershock. So, same thing. Both teams won their first round, no real issues, and then they match up. I thought this was gonna be a really great matchup because Aftershock is my team. I'm biased, and Defiance was kind of like that team that kind of kept on surprising people throughout the entire season and finished in the top seed. And then Aftershock had their midseason trade to kind of revitalize the team, and both teams were cruising into playoffs. And I do believe what they played originally played on a Thursday, I think. No, they were gonna play on a Thursday. It was Wednesday. They were gonna play, and then Hydro Kids disappeared. He disappeared. I still don't know where he went, but Hydro Kids was not there to play. And shout out to Defiance for being cool about it, and we just pushed it back to the next week, no problem. And then it's Wednesday again, and it's time to play. And this time, War Hero's power goes out. His dog caught on fire and ran into a telephone pole and crashed it, and his house was without power. That's not really what happened, but that's what it felt like. So we'll just move it on to the next day. It's like, okay, no big deal. We'll just play tomorrow. And so the teams get together next day, and they start playing. And I guess someone's dog caught on fire in the Microsoft studios and ran into the server room and blew them all up because it took forever. It took about 45 minutes just to get the teams in the lobby. This is some serious MCC flashbacks. Where that happened every single night. Anyway,
No.
yes, MCC. So, 45 minutes later, they get into the game. 2-2, going into the fifth round. Some very obvious it is lagging. The servers are just awful. And then they stopped after Aftershock got a third goal. Like, no, we can't do this. This is terrible. We're not doing it. And push it again the week afterwards. It took it also took them 2 weeks because both games ended up getting played on the same night. And then the series finally got played. It finally happened, and Defiance won. Aftershock had a great start, and then Defiance just completely took over the series. Congratulations to Defiance for getting to the ship with that. So going into the matchup against Defiance in the championship, how did you feel going into it?
We were feeling pretty good. We just won the dispute off of the legendary game, and we were just really happy to play the game that night. We didn't want to have to wait another day to play just that series. So we were feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, because I think that's something that was kind of a surprise, is that you guys played that championship directly after Defiance and Aftershock finished. You guys played that same night. Like within 15 minutes, those games were already going. I don't know how prepared Defiance was going into it, but I mean, if I were them, I would have been happy going through it. You're feeling good. You won. You got the momentum. And Rayzyr, what was like your biggest worry about going into that game?
I think my biggest worry was that they were already warm. Because we had that one round replay, and one round's really not too much to get warm. If you're about to play a series, like sometimes it's nice, like you get your first round jitters out of the way if it's going to be like a game. But one round's not enough to really get super warm, and nobody else was on that we could keep up with at the time, and we didn't even know that we were going to be playing the game. But I think our main worry or our main concern was that Defiance was already on a roll. They had that momentum because they came back from 4-2 down against Aftershock, and then they just kind of steamrolled the second game. And I think that them having that momentum, kind of carrying that into our game, was maybe not the best situation for us, but we were able to work with what we had to work with.
What do you think with Poptart? What do you think the difference maker was? Because, well, it seemed close at times. That, like on the greater scale of things, it seemed like you guys won pretty easily overall. What do you think was that edge that gave you guys the easy wins?
Yeah, Defiance had some like moments where they seemed like they had like a really good thing going for them. I know the couple of goals they got were like they had a good team thing going on with them. Like everybody was pushing in. Like I know there's a time they got us where like they just they spawn trapped us really hard and they were able to get us. But overall, like it didn't seem like they had it totally together. Like the first game, to be fair, they had it together a lot of the time. But overall, I think we just were the more consistent team and the more well-rounded team.
Yeah,
Wow.
Having Darks on 8 out of 10 credits definitely tipped the favors on your edge. I think he won the tanking award, right?
Dark, yeah, he was the winner of the tank award.
Yeah, 10 credits well spent.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, that's it. That's AGLA this season, it was a fantastic season. I think it was a big step forward from last season. Pro was very tight up. It was kind of anybody's game throughout the entire season. Ammy is a little 50-50 on where your experience was. There were a lot of scheduling issues, but when the games are played, the games are good. There are quite a few teams that could have won this season. And any last thoughts before we put away AGLA for this season?
I thought the season went pretty smooth. Like, yeah, sure, there was a lot of scheduling issues, but overall, like, I mean, I know even my team, we had reschedules and such, but I think it worked out well. I know, for other teams like Oblivion, it like really sucked for them that every team would just reschedule with them. Yeah, I thought Hyperdrive was going to do a lot better, but they didn't. But I think it was pretty competitive for the most part. There's only one or two teams that are like the complete like dominators, which for Underrated and Legendary were the ones that were looking really strong. I mean, I know Legendary was like ranked first for almost every week, and then but Defiance really came out of nowhere. I mean, I expected they were gonna do just like from after bidding, like Puppies and Relic seemed like just a really good team that could carry anybody. But I mean, that's not even ended up being the reason why they were so good. As Trespass and Rice ended up showing up a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I think Trespass is arguably the surprise of the season, coming from a relative unknown into someone who all of a sudden helps lead the team to a championship. I think they rated him as their MVP of the team. And I kind of agree because, look, going into the season, you saw him pretty much as a throwaway fourth player going into it because you don't really know what he's capable of. And then he shows up and says, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and contribute because I can. Rice is going to be one of those interesting players. It's kind of one of those X factors. He can win you a game or he can lose you the game. Interesting character, personality-wise, to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we got to see some new players back, like Rayzyr. When was the last time you had you even played a whole season, Rayzyr?
I don't know, sometime in 2014, I think. It was whenever I was on Underrated last time in Halo 4, so I don't know, season 5 of the Bid League, I think, whenever that was. It's been like a full 2.5 years.
Yeah, well, yeah, came back pretty strong, I'd say.
No, dude, I'm trash.
Yep. All right. Confirm. Razor's trash, and we're gonna take your ship away. Poptart.
Throw the ball.
Yeah. We're gonna put Rayzyr in a pro next season. He's gonna play. Everyone's gonna have a duo, but not him. It's just gonna be him, and we'll see how he compares.
Oh, that's so fun to me.
I think he has the edge.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold you to that. All right. So that's all for AGLA, but something else that was just released on the forums. a couple of days ago is a little Pop-Tart creation here, and this is your AGLA player grade sheet. For people who were not around for the first bid season, the reason that the bidding page was always on the URL, the scouting report, is because these player profiles used to have grades on the players. It kind of faded away, so nothing really came of it after that. But Pop-Tart decided to bring it back, and it is generating a lot of conversation in the forums right now. So if you have not seen it, go into the AGLA forums and check it out. It's pretty much just let Pop-Tart explain it.
Yeah, well, from like the first season, I didn't really change anything. All I changed was the categories, but yeah, all it really is, it's an in-depth, I guess, ranking system where you have all the categories. You have tanking, running, offense, defense, and even the sword in this game. And we've ranked them from from F to S. We use number values like 1 to 15, and like the lowest score that you'd be able to get is -1, and the highest score would be 16 with S plus. And yeah, I mean, I've gotten 3 other people to do it, other than me, and we have them all averaged out. We only have like 35 players right now, like that are actually in the grading system right now. But I mean, it's pretty interesting. I think it takes out a lot of the bias. Yeah, obviously not all of the bias is going to be out of the question, but you know, for the most part, and especially since it's all averaged out.
How come Rayzyr wasn't on it?
It's the way I actually picked the players was through the last ranking that I did. So I took all of like the 30-something players and then just put them on that list pretty randomly.
You gonna take that Rayzyr? He just called you trash.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that if I was on there, he'd give me that D anyway, so I know that came out wrong. But no, I mean, these people who he's got on there are pretty solid players, and you know, I don't think I don't know. I'm not going to say that I'm not great, but you know, top 35. I don't know if I'd put myself that high.
Yeah, you never know how far down, you know, when we start to expand this sheet to add more players. You never know, like sometimes maybe your running grade can carry you up in your sword and such, because like there are some players here that are a lot lower than you'd expect because a couple of the categories are really low. I think the biggest example is Mr. Above Average. He's like down near the 20s or something, and when the top 25 list came out that Pinhead did, for the few lists that he was on, he was in the top 10 for almost all of them. But his running grade and sword grade are just so low. They literally dragged him all the way down below your teammate Dark Tornado. Quite a few Emmy players got moved up pretty far. I think it's a really cool tool. I think it just really exposes players to where they need to improve. I mean, according to it's not 100% accurate, obviously, because not everything holds the same weight. But according to the sheet, Kid Tonga was the worst player on Impulse this season. Rick, D-Cleek, and Ace are all above him. And it's really because of his tanking. It was we got like a 6.8, and it just dragged him down. Right now, the big topic is Easy being below Oogie. Thoughts on that?
I mean, I think right there it's just Oogie's just better than Easy right now. How much he plays, how much he's improved. I mean, you know, the few people that think that Easy I'm not sure but the few people that are vocal about it, you know, I don't think they realize how good Googloff is at running and all the other like offense, defense, even, and then the swords. This is crazy. And then Easy, he's pretty well rounded overall, but you know, he's not. There's nothing that's going to carry him over the edge against Oogie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it matters, you know, coming from me or whatever, but I would agree with what Poptart has to say about that. Easy's probably the more overall well-rounded player, and I think that's what the tool is meant to be, is kind of a gauge as to like who the most or who the more well-rounded people are, and as opposed to who's the best in one certain skill.
That siren's not coming for you, is it?
Maybe.
The struggles of living on the streets, I guess.
Yeah. No, but like here, like I'm looking at the list right now, and the only category that Easy would beat Oogie in is tanking, and I mean I won't even argue with that. But then in every other category, it comes out to him being higher, and especially running. He's at a 15 for running.
Yeah, it's a really cool sheet, and I can't wait to see what happens when we continue to use it and expand it. All right, so AGLA is over, and the GTS is starting up next week, or probably this week by the time this podcast comes out, and I'll go over the general idea on that in a minute. But first off, the GGL admins have been selected, and with the structure setup we're going to be doing, it is going to be myself and this little noob that no one cares called PoisonxPoptart. Congratulations to you. Someone hiding behind the scenes of every podcast in Oogie, and then the last person is everyone's favorite Perfect Demise. No, I'm just kidding. It's Snowflex. I wouldn't do that to you guys.
You just scared me there for a second. I was like, wait, when this changed? What happened to Noplex?
Yeah.
You mean it's risky? Isn't joining?
Oh wow, what a shot! Yeah, Pete is gonna be. He's gonna hate me for that. Yeah.
Hit that man on SoundCloud, dude.
Oh man, so all right, so myself, Poptart, Oogie, and Noplex would be the GGL admins for the upcoming season. So yay us! You guys love them. You hate me. You're gonna hate all of us by the end of the season because that's how it works. But more info on GGL to come in the near future. And but before that, the GTS, the testing series that DJ and many other community members have been building up to for the last few months, is finally getting started in this upcoming week. We are going to be having 3 weeks of mix. The first week's gonna be a couple mixers, and remember the point of this is really just to test game types, because we still have this divide of no slide and slide, and seeing how early Halo 5 game type testing went, it was pretty disorganized, and it kind of wasn't too good at keeping the community together. So the DJ decided we're gonna have to do something different because this is awful. And so this is what we've got. We've got a testing series. This is going to be organized testing. And all you guys have to do is show up and play. So we're going to have 2 mixers in this first week. Just come up and play. I'm not sure what the game types we're going to be testing are yet, but their threads are in the AGLA forum. So go check that out. You're going to have to sign up. And then after we play the games for every mixer, there's going to be a survey to fill out. We'd like for you to sign up for the survey, do the survey as soon as the game ends, preferably. It's fresh in your mind, and you don't get it confused if you have too many other game types going around. Just do it right away. Just get it done. After the first week of a couple mixers, the next 2 weeks we're going to have a draft setup, because we're testing more than just game types here. We're testing league setups, and the draft setup is something we've tested once in the past, and it went pretty well, but nothing really came of it. So we're testing it out again. I believe we are going to have duos for that, and potential captains and pretty much everyone who played in the AGLA last season will get a message, or probably has already gotten the message about it. So, and we just want as many people involved as we can, because the more feedback we get, the better. So again, we'll have 4 more nights of games for the next 2 weeks after the draft teams are created, and then afterwards it's just more surveys. because we just want feedback. That's what the whole point of this is. It's about feedback and hear from the community, because that's what's important, and that's what we're building everything around for the future. So all the games will be played either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. They're going to go back and forth per week on what days those are. But just check out the forums. Don't be afraid. Contact me, DJ, anyone in GTS. For those who don't remember, it is DJ, Oogie, Poptart, myself, Cannon, Dig, Gingy, Nets Pride, Noplex, Priest, and Piggies, and Perfect Demise. Everyone in here is involved in the chat. Yeah, I know. I mentioned PD again, and it's serious. But we're all in the chat. We can all spread the word. Just approach us because we just want to hear from you. Are you guys going to be jumping into those GTS stuff? I'm expecting a yes.
I'm making any GTS event that I can, so because I'm really excited to test out the new game types. Actually, we were just playing around with some of the new game types tonight. So.
Oh, you were? Oh, I should have gone on for that. I don't think I was home. That last thing. Did you guys use the new map? Because we talked to Knockyard about it a while back, and he made us a map with slightly adjusted spawns. Pretty much just trying to take away, if you don't like getting spawn killed constantly because of how easy the game is to manipulate, we're trying to adjust for that. Try to take away some of the viability of just standing behind spawn and swinging your hammer, because we know how much skill that takes. But did you notice anything if you were even using the map?
We didn't get a chance to use the new map. I really want to try it though, for sure.
Okay. It is in Knockyard's file share for anyone else who is interested. I think it's titled Spawn Test. So
I might even try that tonight.
It should be pretty easy to find. Yeah. So spawn killing is for losers, because like Rayzyr.
It's a legitimate strategy.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoa! Don't diss on man cannon like that, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure man cannon stock will just drop pretty quickly after this season if that's implemented.
Yeah, let's look at this grade sheet real quick. Where is Cannon? His offense is a 7.5. We can just drop that to 2 now.
After the new map, it's going. I think.
Yeah, how else are you supposed to get
-1?
I don't know. We had to play in the custom games. That being said, there are no AGLA games and such, so people get out there and get into the custom games because we still want Grifball every night because we're nerds and we have no life. I want to play Grifball every day. If there's not a lobby going, then you guys disappoint me. Please.
Yeah, I thought I'd be
nothing else
after the ship, but I still find myself playing Grifball.
Yes, we have very wonderful lives.
Yes.
Rayzyr, you gonna be at RTX?
Yes, sir. The whole underrated's got to be at RTX. We got everybody.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna get a championship shot.
Oh hell yeah! We got every except Ironbound Noon. We need to contact Ironbound Noon to.
I think you guys should take a shot for every game, every goal you gave up in playoffs.
All right. So
wait,
what?
That wasn't that many, was
it? Against your, 4 against your
4 against the Wrecking Crew. No.
4 against. Let's go. You gave up 15 goals in playoffs.
Awesome. So 15 for each of you on the first night.
Yeah, lucky for me, I'm running. So that's
No, say that again.
Lucky for me, I'm not. So.
Yeah, rip Rayzyr's mic. Guys, you can hear the sirens going on in his background perfectly, but as soon as he tries to talk, it's just like, no, you want nothing to do with it.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, Stephen Hawking, I can hear you. That was real. It sounded just like him. You can't tell me it didn't. Oh yeah, anyway, no booth at RTX this year, very sad, but that just means that us Grifballers are just gonna have to hang with each other then. Any shout outs or anything you guys want to bring some attention to, brag about your Ammy Championship and can't wait to get into the pros and get 5-0 at every game?
I mean, I'm the greatest. I know I'm gonna, I have to win. No pressure next season. So I'll attempt to carry whatever team decides to pick me up.
Yeah, very humble right there. I appreciate it. And Rayzyr, you gonna?
I'm the greatest. So that's and I hate Ray, and that's very cool. But I don't like Ray at all. And also free my boy Saints, please, somebody.
Oh yeah. Preach.
Yeah, about that. We'll talk about that later. Thanks for bringing that up, Rayzyr. I appreciate it.
I don't like that.
I haven't heard that in a long time. And by a long time, I mean about 15 minutes. So anyway, thanks for coming on, guys. Congratulations on your championship. Everyone, go look at the forums because there's a great sheet there that we need controversy and people need to start yelling at each other for. And then sign up for the GTS mixers coming up this week and for the draft league that we will be running in those upcoming weeks as well. And that's all. Talk to you later.
You've been listening to the Grifball Community Podcast. For more information on how you can get involved, head on over to GrifballHub.com. You can also follow us on social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GrifballHub. Tune in to our live streams Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 to 11 Eastern only on twitch.tv/GrifballHub.
Light his dog on fire. That's an old Halo Reach thing. That was like a legitimate excuse somebody used for not being able to play. He said his dog caught on fire.
Solid.